Alright, welcome back. We're gonna load up our guns with what little munitions we have. Maybe top off the health a little bit. You might notice that's not quite green, it's kind of a yellowy green. Falling to the ground actually took some damage, and then we got the bite. So that's actually really nasty. I saw that coming and just brought another red and green to take care of it. So last time we got that second electronic component thingy, and now we're gonna, slap it in the panel and get things rolling. If I remember which way to go. Right, that's not the right way. These guys are still pretty active here. But not Ben, though. So let's just cut to the solution. Nice. No, I didn't spend a minute fiddling with it. I just didn't want to waste your time.
Explain the rumors about the orphanage. I just find it way too coincidental Umbrella's one of the benefactors.
You told me this interview was about the new scholarship Umbrella set up.
Come on, Annette. Nobody cares about that. They want to know about the G virus
Where did you hear about this?
and that big fucking sinkhole in the city, which, by the way, rumor has it goes straight to your underground lab. Now, are you going to talk to me, or are you going to...
This interview is over.
The plot thickens. G-virus, huh?
What are they after?
This is actually an important note, which is why I actually left it up long enough to read. Turns out, that can't be good. It turns out that Mr. X has actually been Tyrant. He's actually codenamed Tyrant.
Give me a break.
And he's been sent here to eliminate witnesses. Which we definitely are one of those. But a clever... force him to walk in a circle to get away from him, and we're good to go. As soon as this lady stops... Okay. What about this guy? Can I get... Nope. This could have gotten real messy, but I got really lucky. This could have gotten real messy, but I got real lucky. Thanks, Ada.
Ada, this is getting old. Saving your ass, that's twice.
I didn't realize you were keeping score.
Look, this isn't a game.
You're gonna kill me.
Nothing dies down here. Take it you have the key card.
Yeah, and this. I was hoping you could explain what's on it.
Maybe. After I hear it. Let's get out of here.
I'm glad she had the foresight to rig that truck to blow. So Mr. X is no longer a problem. Absolutely zero problems for Mr. X from now on. Yep. Definitely. Ooh, an herb.
Is that the intel you needed?
Unfortunately, no. Ben didn't come through.
Well, what exactly are you looking for?
More info on the people responsible for this mess. What about you? Trying to save the world?
Yeah, well, someone's got to get word to the authorities. We need reinforcements to save this city.
So, if he thinks he needs to get word to the authorities, then does he no longer think Ada is FBI? What's the deal?
Road's out. Going through that gun shop looks like the only way.
I mean, as far as he knows, she is the proper authority. I don't know. I appreciate that you could hear her listening to the tape again, though. That's nice.
What a mess.
And of course, being a gun shop, there's something to improve our guns. And our shotgun finally takes up an appropriate amount of inventory space. Surprised there were bullets left still, though.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
I said don't move.
I'm just passing through. I'm gonna ask you to lower that weapon.
I tell you what, you gotta turn around and go right back out the way you came in.
I think your daughter needs help, sir.
Don't tell me how to deal with my daughter.
Drop it.
No! Wait!
Step aside. We need to terminate her before she turns.
Terminate. It's my fucking daughter.
Ada. Just let them be.
Emma? Sweetheart, I told you to stay put.
Daddy?
Yeah, Daddy's here. Okay? Those fucking things outside. Look what they did to us. You're a cop. You're supposed to know something. How did this happen? Huh? She was a sweet little angel.
Mommy?
I was sleeping, honey. Okay? And I'm gonna put you to bed too, okay? Emma. Just go. Just give us some privacy.
You know, it's one thing to keep the truth from me, but why him? I want to find out what's happening here and stop whoever's behind it. Helping people like them? That's why I joined the force.
My mission is to take down Umbrella's entire operation. We may not make it out.
Whatever it takes to save this city. Count me in.
Whatever it
Part of the Umbrella
takes.
Corporation? They're a
To save the
pharmaceutical
city.
company secretly making bioweapons. They have a virus. It turns people into indestructible monsters.
That explains the horrible things I've seen.
And that's why I'm looking for Annette Birkin. She's the one at Umbrella responsible for unleashing the virus. I'm going to bring her down.
So in Leon's campaign, we don't actually get to see any sort of sympathetic side to Annette at all. We are stuck with the... I don't know if I would call her the
This is how we get to
accomplice
Annette.
or the...
Based on what you've said, the sewer seems fitting.
Well said. After you.
Gee, thanks.
As far as I'm concerned, it was definitely William. At the very least, William wants to take the credit because it's his G-Virus. But
Can't imagine a real scientist being down here.
According to HQ, this leads right into Umbrella's secret facility.
Come on. Sewers are run by the city. How could they have a facility without the authorities knowing?
Welcome to corporate America. Umbrella's controlled Raccoon City for years.
ouch. That's that is a yikes comment, kids. Considering how relevant it still is. Just yikes. Anyway, Annette definitely still shoulders a lot of the blame for what's happening here.
I sure as hell hope so.
And we get to see a lot of that.
What the hell?
Stay sharp. God only knows what's down here.
Oh my. So it's actually so dark in this hallway that I thought that was the door for a second, but it's actually just back here. Hi, Bert. Let's prepare for what's coming. I mean, we may have an idea of what's coming. It was very large, and we saw it move. Or maybe not. We do seem to be going in a different direction. Oh, nope.
Again?
It's not too late to turn back, Leon.
No chance. You're stuck with me to the end.
We might be a little close. But our only option is to dive directly into the poo water.
Ugh. You sure this is the right way?
Unfortunately.
Wait there.
Leon! Get out of there!
So, welcome to the,
Holy shit!
That is such a good delivery on that holy shit, I love it. So welcome to the G-Virus crocodile. It didn't really mutate so much as grow extremely large. And in the original, this was a genuine boss fight, but here it's just a set piece. But you know what? What a set piece.
Chew on that, you overgrown son of a bitch.
I still really like it. And for having the presence of mind to aim our gun and fire a single bullet, we get a frag grenade, which is nice.
What the hell was...
And I think I
Just
just
get up
spotted a
here.
Mr. Raccoon that I did not see while playing. Oh well. It was opposite the ladder.
Can't say I didn't warn you.
You said the virus turned people into monsters, not reptiles.
Fair point. I'm just impressed you made it in one piece.
Ada walks kinda slow. But to the game's credit, at any time you're accompanying her, you can just run ahead and she'll get the idea and move faster herself.
So let me get this straight. Umbrella sells monsters like that to who? Our military? Somebody else's?
They don't sell the monsters. They sell the viruses that make them. And Annette is who makes the viruses. Scary as that alligator was, Annette is far more dangerous.
Alligator, crocodile. I'm not an animal specialist. I don't know the difference. Something to do with the size and shape of the snout. That's the best I've got.
Definitely William's handiwork.
Identify yourself.
Annette Birkin.
She's who we're looking for?
Not much time. Need to dispose of it.
We're here for the G-Virus.
That's not gonna happen.
I'm warning you, Doctor.
Oh yeah?
Hey!
Stop! You'll never get the G-Virus!
Didn't expect that from a scientist. Leon,
Forget about me. Just go. Stop her before she gets away.
I'm right outside the facility, in pursuit of Annette. If it's not on her, it must be in the nest. Once it's in hand, I'll call for extraction. You can run, Annette, but you can't hide.
So, welcome to the Ada section. Also, I kind of forgot my order of operations here. You have to inspect the ladder before you get this device. This weird future tech.
In time.
Let me just wirely interface with any electronic components. That's a thing, sure. Overloading the fan makes it pop the grating off, and now it can get through.
Candy from a baby.
Not sure why there's a ladder leading up to it, though. Like, if it was a standalone ladder that you could, move, if it was there because someone had just done maintenance on it before things went to hell, I could understand that, but that looked like a permanent fixture, so, I don't know, it seemed odd. But of course, Ada has a gun, so we will have to deal with the undead. This guy's pretty easy to avoid because, you know, big open room. I just kind of run in circles around him. We don't really have that luxury for the rest of the segment, though. There's actually a trophy or achievement, depending on your platform, for completing this segment without firing Ada's weapon once. And let me just say, fuck that noise. I'm not doing that. So we've got this little service elevator, this open-air service elevator, but naturally it is not currently powered. I'm just gonna take the time to disable these guys completely instead of leaving them with one leg. I got really lucky with that dude. I mean, generally speaking, you don't really kill the zombies anyway, but when you get a head pop on the first bullet, that is nice. And then to counteract that luck, here's this clown. Friggin' jerk. And that zombie is also kind of a damage sponge. That's just not a good roll of luck on that one. That's generally how my video game luck runs. I'll have one really nice thing, and then everything else afterwards is just terrible. Everything is terrible after. But at least I've got more ammo. And that flash grenade could be really important. Go, go, go! Oh, past Liquidy. Being all hesitant and cautious. Also, this is not the right way. That's a fence. Come on. Yeah, thankfully, if you get enough damage into a zombie to make them react, you generally can just run right on by them. It's nice. This is probably like the 20th time I've said that.
Got you now. Always been good at running, Annette. Give you that.
So I didn't quite watch her. I really should have. She ducks into a secret doorway. It looks like an ordinary wall.
Persistent bastard, aren't you?
I thought we exploded you. Also, where is the power panel? Help! Oh, there it is. So this is bad. This is very bad. Also, I'm doing something way too soon, and I realized it. I was supposed to open the door before I flipped that electronic switch, so now I have to flip it again. And I've also backed myself into a corner. I thought maybe I could use the elevator again, but that prompt is for the switch in the hallway. Instead, I pull off my very first... that's the very first time I've ever managed to make Mr. X throw a punch and actually avoid it. So I feel pretty okay about this. Yeah, him throwing you to the ground doesn't seem to actually do damage, so... that's how you can kind of avoid his nonsense. Provided you have the room to back off. And flipping that electronic switch powers the fan here. I feel like Mr. X is actually coded to pause there to give you more time to activate the fan, but, you know, you're never really able to turn back and watch him. So we've got a lot of complicated wiring in here. Also, it's so dark I didn't notice the staircase. Yeah, the lighting is actually really bad when you don't have a flashlight to help you. But here I finally realize that if this wire goes up... oh, stairs. Convenient. That note mentioned something about a large piece of leftover trash. That's a little suspicious. Let's go take a look. Let's just dive face first into this incinerator. Nothing bad could happen. Well, that leftover piece of trash appears to be glowing. And it's also a human body. And Annette has closed us inside the incinerator.
Bravo. Gonna burn me alive now.
You'll never get your filthy hands on the G.
I'm not the only one after it. You realize that?
And you won't die alone.
So thankfully, this incinerator has been wired with 3 safety switches that you can overload to shut off the fire and open the door. Don't ask me about the electrical engineering and the thought processes behind this. I'm just happy it's there. In this last one, I gotta follow the path because I'm not entirely sure. It turns out this one's a little dastardly, and you have to flip 2 switches to get the power leading to it. With 13 seconds to spare, that's not too bad.
Visitor clearance confirmed. Your ID is authorized until October 1st. Please return before this date.
Not gonna happen.
So I come through here and I realize that this is the way forward. There was a little bit of that hallway I didn't quite look at. Maybe I should turn around and go check. Yeah, let's go take a look. This actually leads to the false wall that Annette used when I wasn't looking at her escaping and disappearing into a wall. So now we know how she got, from that hallway to shutting us into the incinerator without crossing paths with us. We can finally move on.
with this cat and mouse game.
The game is over. You lost.
But
Tell me, is your husband still alive? Or did you kill him so you could take credit for G?
Interesting theory.
If you don't cooperate, I'll get a sample from the nest.
Over my dead body.
Where's Leon when I need him?
well, that ain't good.